Well, do you want the bad news or the bad news, Jenkins? Yeah, well, the bad news is she didn't take it very well, the new project. And the other bad news is I'm sleeping down here with you until further notice. Yeah. Right. Bagsy top bunk. Bloody hell, Jenkins, your feet are cold. So, Jenkins, we better change this from metric to imperial. Ready for the new project. Hello, welcome to Tweed's Garage, where in this video I introduce you to a new project. Yes, another one. Can't have too many projects, that's what I say. So let me take you next door to the Chapitarium or the clubhouse to run you around the new project. There's not a lot of room in there, so orderly fashion, no pushing and shoving, and I'll try my very best to show you around it. Okay, so let's go that way. So this is the new project. We've got a box of it here, and a box of bits there, box of bits there, front wheel there, back wheel there, brakes there, and the rest of it here. This is the largest piece, and then if we zoom down and give you a bit of a clue what we've got. So it's a Scott, Flying Squirrel, 1937. Zoom you out a bit. Boink. There we go. In all its finery. So pretty much complete. It did come, the wheels were on it. I've taken the wheels off and started working on them already. So been pulling them apart. Ordered new bearings, they're coming. So hopefully have new bearings. There's a new tyre for the front, we'll put that on and then put them back on so we can roll it around a bit. But let's get you in to admire the Scott, as it were. So for those that don't know, I'm trying to give you a bit of light here because it's a bit dim, a bit like Jenkins. So very advanced for the time, dating back to the 1920s and maybe a bit earlier than that. Twin cylinder, water cooled, 2-stroke. So you have this lovely trademark of the Scott with the sort of measuring gauge stamped in to the unique to Scott motorcycles, the honeycomb radiator mounted up front. This is sort of later. They had sort of a looked like girder forks, but they were actually sort of telescopic in effect forks on the front. These are what they are called oleomatic forks. So these are air forks, no springs in them, all reliant on an air cushion, designed by the same people that made aircraft undercarriage. So so you pump them up here with your airline to get your cushion or your spring in effect, and they've got oil dampening in the bottom. Unfortunately, we've discovered that most of the oil likes to try and escape, and although they do hold air, they have gone down quite quickly, so they need looking at. But they do come with a set of seals, so it depends on how good the innards are whether we can rebuild these. There's very little information on these, so I've got a little picture in the manual here. So this is my guide at the moment. I've joined the Scott Club, so hopefully we can get a bit more information on them. Some people just give up with the air shock side of it and convert them to springs, to a more traditional telescopic front suspension. But as we got the seals, we might give it a go, see if we can get it to work, because they're meant to be really nice actually. Yeah, and then they sort of unique Scott tank sitting down between a very low slung frame, so you've got a very low centre of gravity on these. They're meant to handle very well. Magneto's all there. It's got timing marks on it, so it looks like somebody's timed it in, but I will go through and check all that again. Apparently it has been rebuilt, so we'll pop it on the bench and just check that we get a nice spark. But it does look like, yeah, there's been some work on it. It's got some new screws in there. These are the little, either the brushes or the earthing brush there, not too sure. And then the dynamo, so it's missing its sort of wiring, but it's pretty much complete. It's got this old bronze amyl carburettor there, unique to the Scotts, sitting tucked down there. And then you've got your two-sided tank. So because it's a two-stroke, it is actually auto lube, and they were right from the very start. So even before the Japanese 50 years later. So oil in this side, petrol in this side, and then we'll take you down the other side. Solid rear end. The later ones after the war.
You what? Well, if you say during the war once more, I'm going to pour this cup of tea right over your head.
Did have swinging rear axle on the back. Let's take you down this side. Just shine the torch down here. There you go. So this side we've got the Pilgrim pump, got your magneto there. Very unusual. The primary drive chain is mounted in the middle of the crankshaft, so it has a flywheel in the centre of the crankshaft. You can see that, see the flywheel there just next to the chain down there, peeking through. So you've got one chain drive for the mag on one side, and then your primary drive coming from the other side to your gearbox down here. 3-speed box. They didn't think any more gears were necessary. Before this they were a 2-speed, and they seem to cope quite well with just the 2-speed box. Yeah, tap there, drain the water jacket down. Pilgrim oil pump, as I said before, oil lines are all there waiting to go back on. And then somebody spent out, looks like a new exhaust. Unfortunately it runs a bit close to the frame, so yeah, I can't do this single-handedly, or can I? Hang on. I have a silencer here. When you put this on, it's interfering with the rear stand. So I think this pipe here needs to come out a ways from the frame. I think, I might be wrong, but yeah, it could do with bending out this way a bit just to get that clear. Not sure whether this is a correct silencer. It looks like a fairly generic sort of British bike silencer. Whether the Scott one's slightly narrower and misses that, I don't know. But yeah, have a play around with it. Not sure what we can do if it needs bending. Could pack it with sand and try that. It doesn't need a lot, you know, it just needs hoofing a little bit. So maybe if we sort of put a bung in this end and I made a plate for the other end to block it all off and pack it with sand, we might be able to just ease it a little, just so we clear the stand there. Yeah, so there you go, 1937 Scott Flying Squirrel, waiting to scamper again round the lanes in the not too distant future. So work that we have been doing, we've stripped the front wheel down. We're just trying to get the bearings out. They are effing tight in there, is the best way to describe it. I tried heating it and got the old puller down there. We've been cracking at that with not much luck so far, but we'll try more heat and try and get them out. New ones on order. Let's pop the light down there to show you. So front brake, double-sided, like that. So twin brakes on the front, and we've got our front plates here. All looks good. All looks like they've all been, it's had some work done on it over time. So all the shoe materials, they're all new. Waiting to go back on, and then a large single drum for the back. Yeah, so plenty of braking. It has a strange twin cable arrangement on the front. You have cables coming up here, and then a single cable coming down here from the handlebars. It's tucked in here somewhere. It's not connected yet. Oh, there it is. Yeah, to go up there. This mounts in here somewhere. But I'm not sure if this cable just loops around like this. Not quite sure how it works now. I have got another housing, which I will have another look at. But I was reading up on it. Yeah, you're never sure how true these things are. But somebody was saying that, I think if the cable links this way, and you've got this cable pulling in the middle of one cable, so you get your balance, it sort of knocks the effort down. It halves the effort. You know, you're pulling on here like 100%, but you're only getting 50% on either side down here. So although it's twin brakes, you'd think it'd be really good. Apparently it's sort of quite disappointing. So people have come up with different ways of turning it into a one-to-one system. The easiest solution really is to have two cables, one for each side, running up here with a sort of bar, to join them up and adjust to sort of set the balance, and then the lever just pulls the bar, pulling both the cables on. That's another option. Or the other option is sort of like racing bicycles, that have a sort of cable comes down to one side, and you have a sort of pair of scissor arms sort of thing that equalise the pull on both cables as you're pulling them up. So yeah, that's an option at the moment. Might just keep it as it is just to get it up and running. Why mess with and make life more difficult? So there's that to do. Like I said, the shocks, the forks need rebuilding, so that'll be coming up on a video because there's not a lot of info on it. So we're just going to have to dive in and see what we find. Join the Scott Club. There's probably more information on the bulletin board, but yeah, I've yet to receive the paperwork and joining information. So until I get that, I can't get on the forum site. But yeah, we will find out. What else have we been doing? Oh yeah, back wheel. So this is the rear wheel of the Scott. Started to just go through things and check things out. The brakes were making a bit of a funny noise when the wheel was spun over, so I wanted to check that. I'm also going to check the bearings as well. They're full of crusty old grease. They seem to run pretty smooth, but I want to take them out, clean them, check them out, and if they're good, put them back in, and if not, replace them. So I need to get this sort of collar undone, and there's a sort of an aluminium collar in here as well. And also check, there's a cush drive in here, surprisingly, 1937 rubber cush drive. So I've got some spare rubbers in one of the box of bits that come with it, so I'm going to check whether they're better than the ones in there, or whether the ones in there are okay. I should imagine they're quite hard, but we'll check those out. So that's the drive side. And the brake side we've already started. There's just a disc over this bearing, which is just a sliding fit. I did have to dress the shaft a bit because somebody had been at it with grips at some time, so just stoned that, all the nooks and crannies down, and then the disc slid off there quite nicely. So, but I think the shaft goes that way, so we need to get rid of this lot. After knocking it around with a punch for quite a while, both ways, not sure whether it was a reverse thread, managed to get this locking collar off. What's in there? A bearing. After a bit of gentle tapping, got the axle out with one bearing, the other one's in the other side. Need to pop that one out and try and get this off. We're about there. I don't think the cush drive's been working for a while. The rubber's rusted to the plate, so I'm just trying to go around and ease it off as much as I can. With a lot of gentle prising, I think we're there. The rubber had stuck on in places, gluing it on. There you go, one cush drive. Looks like this one and this one got caught the last time it was assembled. I folded the edges over. So it should look like this. It's got squashed in and it's got caught on the outside. So anything would be an improvement. And it also came with a few files of paperwork. So we've got different eras of handbook for it, running right back to the early days of the Scott. This one covers my model, and in here we have the, all the schematic drawings. So these will help us along. And another two files of sort of information and articles about it, and then a few other bits and bobs in there. And then in this file, it's technical bulletins from the Scott Owners Club Australian section. So mainly covers more of the earlier ones, but of course it's all information that is also useful on the later ones as well. So yeah, a lot of bedtime reading there, and a little picky as well. So there you go, another project in a long line of projects. You can't have too many projects, Mr. Tweed, is what Mrs. Tweed says to me. Yeah, because it keeps me out of the house. Anyway, so there you go, that's the new project. I'm very excited about it, looking forward to it. Can't wait to get it running so I can hear it, and even more can't wait to get it rolling so I can have a ride on it and run it around and annoy the neighbours. Yeah, because they do sound good. Yeah, so if you like the video, give us a little like, and if you want to see more, subscribe. Happy New Year to you. Yeah, let's hope it's better than the last one, but I doubt it. Yeah, so we'll see you next time. All right, cheerio. Ready for the new project. Hello. Ready for the new project. Oh, hello. Welcome to Tweed's Garage. Car. Well, she didn't take that. Oh, bloody hell. Yeah. Tune in occasionally to see that. And, oh, she didn't take it very well. Do you want the bad news or the bad news, Jenkins? No, that's wrong. So, there you go. I was dying, you know, Jenkins.